This is exactly why officials are telling people to stay home. Roads and parking lots that are still literal sheets of ice. There are 16 other roads just like this one all throughout Cumberland County, completely washed away. Let's take you right up to Sky 5. They are currently over the scene in Kentucky where about an hour and a half ago, Floyd Cook was spotted by a resident there. This board from this farm out here, Roby Farm, along Shockoe Road in Logan County, just shot right through the windshield when those winds came through this afternoon. Behind me to the other side, you can see the flurry of activity. We have been in touch with District Attorney Glenn Funk, making him aware of the disparities we uncovered surrounding this questionable bond. There is still a very active shooting situation going on down on the ground. Now, what we want to focus your attention on is that area where they detonated one of those backpacks. The way in which the president landed here this afternoon and the tone of his speech today and the nature of his speech, there were some notable differences. And you can see that firefighters are still pouring water onto the guns and leather store, trying to put out hot spots. Sample pipe here for you. This is a large PVC pipe, a little bigger than you'd see in your house, but take a look at the water that's frozen inside one out here. Just simply thankful that no one was seriously hurt. We're live in Logan County, Kentucky this evening. Chris Conte, News Channel 5 HD. Getting threatening phone calls from Councilman Green. She was beaten to within inches of her life last year, according to police, and now she feels as though she has been dealt another devastating blow. How bad was it?
It was bad. It was really bad.
If you could understand what she's been through, you would understand why she is too scared to show her face.
Did you think that you were going to die?
When he pulled out the gun, I thought I was really gonna die.
For her own safety, we aren't naming her, but on Christmas Day, affidavits show she was nearly beaten to death by her boyfriend, Tavares Buchanan.
He cut my hair. He beat me, kicked me, told me I was low. Told me a lot of hurtful things.
Tavares was arrested, then bonded out of jail by his cousin,
one nation, under God.
Freshman City Councilman Linnell Green.
But do you think that it's right that he paid for that bond?
No, I don't think it's right.
On Thursday, the district attorney filed a motion to revoke that bond after jailhouse phone calls surfaced between the two, seeming to suggest that Councilman Green would keep her from testifying.
But see, she's going to have to be shut down. I'm going to deal with her.
I think charges should be brought against Linnell Green.
The 31-year-old victim only found out about the conversations between Councilman Green and Buchanan last night.
Why is it important for you to be speaking out about this?
I've received phone calls just this morning, text messages just this morning, accusing me of lying, trying to play the system.
Has Linnell contacted you since all of this?
He has called me, but I have not answered.
In the last 24 hours, he's called?
Last night, 11 hours ago, according to my phone.
This woman is scared and lost and confused.
And people are calling me, making me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Councilman, can we talk to you for a minute? We confronted Green last week, the same day we alerted the district attorney to the disparities we'd uncovered. Sir, we've been trying to catch up with you all day here.
Because I don't know anymore.
Why you thought it was appropriate to bail someone out of jail?
I don't know. I trusted Linnell. I don't know who to trust anymore.
Because of all this, the victim has had to go into protective custody, but she says she will not be intimidated by Councilman Green into not testifying in that alleged assault case. We reached out to Councilman Green once again today for comment. He did not return our calls.
Parts of the Commonwealth got as much as 2 feet of snow, bringing highway traffic to a stop. More on that now from Chris Conte of our CBS Nashville affiliate, WTVF.
The line of stranded tractor trailers stretched down the highway for 40 miles. Icy roads caused several accidents that shut down 2 major highways in Kentucky, stranding more than 600 vehicles overnight. Heavy snow added to the misery on I-65, and traffic on I-24 was disrupted from the Illinois state line to the Tennessee border. Governor Steve Beshear has declared a state of emergency and deployed the National Guard to help stranded drivers.
Well, we're going to try to get him straightened out and get him on up here where we can get up this ramp here.
Rick Tatum started towing vehicles off I-24 at 4 this morning.
This is our probably the 14th one for today.
14th you've pulled out?
Yeah.
Travelers, some stuck for more than 12 hours, use social media to ask for help or air their frustration. Mark Mitchell was stranded on I-65 for 19 hours.
It made for a very long night. Some of the truck drivers have been actively walking up and down the highway handing out water and food, and it was a very, very cold night.
This tour bus carrying a Christian musical group was headed to Missouri for a performance when they got stuck.
I am almost up to my knees in snow right now.
Jonathan Chu, a violinist in the group, documented their ordeal.
We had a plow come through here just a minute ago, and we're all kind of just waiting for the next steps.
I-24 in the distance back there is open, but Charlie, the temperature here in Kentucky is supposed to dip below 0 tonight, meaning that crews will have to be out salting the roads so that they don't ice back over.
Chris Conte, thank you.
We don't have any more balloons, and we don't have any more ribbons either. I'm sorry.
Unable to find the words that express their broken hearts.
No, we were looking for a pink rose and they're all gone.
Scottsville, Kentucky has instead chosen a color.
We've been making bows. We made over 200 bows in the last 2 days for people to put on their cars, on their mailboxes.
Pink was the color Gabby Doolin loved most. At Hobdy's florist, Kelly Kenny has run out of pink flowers and pink bows.
It just seems senseless, tragic.
They instead now line the streets here, punctuating this town's pain.
Things like that aren't supposed to happen in a place like this.
Had she not been found murdered,
You'll see a crowd.
had it not been at her brother's youth football game,
Look at all the balloons.
had she not been 7 years old,
They had to move it because they were expecting so many people.
then Tina Garman might not have been as compelled to stand here today to help say goodbye.
This family's strength, I'm sure, is just about gone, but maybe they can gather a little bit from all of us.
Gabby approached in silence. Silence that was deafening. Gabby's parents stood closely behind their daughter's casket, shouldering a grief no parent should ever have to bear.
Parents aren't supposed to bury their babies. No.
Even the youngest residents of this small town are lost.
She did not deserve it. She was just an innocent baby. I mean, 7 years old, that's a baby. She didn't deserve any of this.
Words may not adequately describe how they feel, but in Scottsville, Kentucky, pink is now the color of heartbreak. Chris Conte, News Channel 5.
It's going to be a pretty decent season.
Rain is what most farmers fear in the summer.
A lot of people like to pick their tomatoes when they are just turning.
Lately, though, Dave Kelly has had problems.
No, those are buzzards.
Of a much different variety.
We had to replant because the crows came out here.
Having been terrorized by crows before,
The crow can pull that up out of the ground, and the seed is still connected to the bottom of it.
Dave knew there was only one solution to keep his garden safe.
The most effective thing, of course, is a scarecrow. Anything that looks like a real human will keep them out of the garden.
Imagine.
Gives him the authentic chest look.
What those scared crows thought.
We should have put some real hair.
When they saw this.
We tried to get a Donald Trump suit, but the Goodwill store didn't have Donald Trump brand.
A registered Republican, Dave couldn't think of a more towering candidate to watch over his garden.
Probably about the same size as Donald Trump. I think he's 6'3", 6'4".
And all politics aside, Donald is doing his job.
Since we put Donald up on July the 4th, we've had no crows.
Call it a grassroots campaign of sorts that is making him stand out in a crowded field.
I think it's hysterical.
If you drive down the road and you start looking at his eyes and you keep looking, he appears to be following you as you go by.
At 61.
Oh, I was diagnosed with MS, and you just have limited physical abilities.
Dave isn't sure how much longer he can do this.
And it's a gradual relapsing version, which is means I have good days and bad days. So
for now, though, he's using his green thumb to try his hand at politics.
It's going to get very entertaining before it's over.
Chris Conte, News Channel 5 HD.